minutes.
These maps are racist tools of white supremacy at the behest of the most powerful white supremacist in the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. Memphis is the most beautiful place on the planet. It's the place that raised me, my brothers, my parents, my grandmothers, and where my ancestors' bones rest. And what you are doing today is eviscerating the only Black majority congressional district in our state because we are majority Black. We are here because this Republican Party has to seek to steal elections and seats because the president and the party have refused to address the pain, the suffering, and the struggling of everyday Tennesseans. This is about attacking, targeting, and cracking District 9 into pieces for more political and racial dominance and white supremacy in the state of Tennessee. And we need to realize that the Calais decision that you all are basing your decisions off of, that gutted the Voting Rights Act, that Voting Rights Act was paid in blood. It was not just a parchment of paper signed into law. It was paid in blood on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Paid in blood by Medgar Evers, paid in blood by Fannie Lou Hamer. It's been paid in blood year over year, time after time, assassination after assassination, lynching after lynching, so that more people might be able to ascertain access to this constitutional democratic republic experiment that is currently being gutted and seeking to be gutted by this chamber, by this House, this Senate, and this state. What is happening here is immoral and wrong. And I was reading my Bible early this morning, asking God why this is happening. Why, again, does it seem that white supremacy is seeming to gain? Why, again, does it seem like the pillars of pain that we have felt and experienced for over 400 years in this country continue to rise again?
Are you done? Are you done?
What's up, y'all? So I guess a bunch of our people are upset right now because, they're starting to take away everything that we fought for in this country, your voter rights. But I mean, what has voting really done for us, in this country? People are crying about this voting. The brother says, I read my Bible and I just want to know why is God allowing this, to happen to us? See, for far too long, our people have, put their trust, in this government. They put trust in this system, and the brother mentioned it. He said this is an experiment. It's not even real. So why are you upset that they're taking away your voter rights? We had 8 years of Obama, a so-called black man. What did he do for us? You see, what is voting? What is politics doing for you, for our people? You see, we still have brothers coming up missing. They're swinging from trees in 2026. We still have sundown towns here in America. You see what I'm saying? We still have sundown towns here in America, and we've been voting for the past 65 years. For what? They still overtaxing you. They taking your money. You paying $5 for gas at the pump. You see? What has voting done for us as a people? You see, we have the lowest businesses. We still have people coming here from other countries with no shoes on their feet, and they open up a business in your neighborhood. You see, and now they live in lavish lifestyles here in America Our people been here for how long in this country? And you think voting has been a benefit for you, and you still live in hand to mouth? You see, these people come over here from these other countries, they don't even vote. They don't even vote half the time. And they have more wealth than we do after being here for over 400 years in this country. And our people, we still stuck on stupid. We crying over voting rights. You see, the voting rights was just given to you to shut your mouth, to make you feel like you're included. The illusion of inclusion. That's what it was. To appease the black people, to get your votes, to make you feel like, you're part of this country. It was just an illusion of inclusion. See, God says you trust in oppression. His people trust in oppression. We feel like, we got it good in the hood as long as we can vote. We still have some semblance of freedom in this country. But voting was always, it was just a distraction, you see? Voting is a distraction because the Most High is your power, you blacks and Hispanics and Native American people. That's another thing. I mean, we getting ISIS coming in your neighborhoods, going door to door, and you think that your voting is going to stop that? You see, they just taking more of your rights away every time you vote. Because you don't trust your true power. The Most High God is your true power. So God said, since you trust in oppression, it's going to be your downfall. That's what God said. You know, uh, we trust in oppression. We think that, you know, going to the voting booth is better than going and get on your knees and praying to your God. You see, God is a jealous God, and He said that, you know, He's gonna open your ears in your oppression. You see, when we finally get stripped of everything that our ancestors worked hard for in this country, you know, and Jim Crow is back on the scene, that's when you're gonna start listening to the Most High. That's when you're gonna start saying, you know what, we need to keep His laws and commandments. Let's do what God said do. That's when everything is off the table and you have no rights. You see, they already took your nursing degrees off the shelf. They say your nursing degrees and all the degrees you've been getting, working hard for, you know, so you can have the opportunity to go live in these white neighborhoods, you know, next to the white man. They're taking all that away. You know, your nursing degrees and all those teachers' degrees, you're not even considered a professional anymore. You see? So voting has not benefited our people at all because they can just, you know, write another law. They can move the maps around, you know, and just count you out, you know. Just that easy, man. Just with a stroke of a pen, all the voting and marching and the civil rights march, all that stuff is gone. Just like that, with a stroke of a pen. But Most High is your true power. They can't take that from you. They could never take Most High from you.